Hey everyone, we are back and we are at row 21. I had to switch the color because I finished the gray mitts, then I'm back to the orange mitts. We're still on the left mitt, and the pattern says on row, actually not row 21, row 33. The row says slip 1, purl 7, knit 11, turn. So these are the 11 stitches we increased for the thumb gusset, and that should be enough for the baby, toddler, child. You can actually make it less if it's for really small baby, but 11 stitches is enough for these purposes. We're gonna turn our work, and the pattern says slip 1, knit 9. What we do, and we actually doing the garter stitch for the thumb stitches only, and the last stitch I'm gonna purl, and it's only for the flat knitting method. For the circular knit method, there will be instructions as well. It's a little different. You just slip this 11 stitches, then pick up, it's within the pattern. You can find the pattern on Ravelry. Yeah, so it's a standard circular knitting, but for these purposes I wanted to show you, if you don't know how to knit circular way and in the round, and you're not comfortable yet but you still want to make this items that to be knitted in the round. You see what I just did? So we knitted this row, then we turned, we knitted another row, then we turned, gonna slip 1, and we're gonna knit last row, knit 10, purl 1, and we're gonna bind off these stitches. I have to check the quality of this video after I'm done. So we're gonna purl the last one, and I'm just gonna bind off, and this is how I bind off. I'm sure that there are many ways to bind off. I prefer it this way. See, I just need to, like, I'm pretending to be knit together through the back loops, then put the stitch back on the needle, put the stitch back on the needle, knit 2 together through the back loops. It's not too tight and it's not too stretchy bind off. I think it's just right. If you want to make it tighter, you can actually use a smaller needle size, or if you want to make it looser, stretchier bind off, you can use a larger needle to bind off the last row. So we're done with the thumb stitches right here. What we're gonna do now, the instructions say join, attach new strand of yarn behind your work. So I'm gonna take the same yarn, we're gonna leave these thumb stitches for now. I'm gonna turn your work wrong side, and this is how I do it. I go somewhere not too far, not too close to the last stitch, couple rows behind, and this is how I do it. But I'm sure that there are other ways to do it. I just never learned how to do it any other way, and this is pretty basic. What we're gonna do now, the instructions say purl 3, and I'm gonna weave in this end after I'm done with the whole mitten, after I'm done washing it and blocking it. Then the instructions say knit 4, purl, knit 2 together, purl 2, and purl 8. Actually, just purl 8, not purl 2, but purl 8. And I wanted to show you next row. There is one thing I do about the stitches that are around the thumb opening. So this is row 34. I wanted to show you what that means, K1 below twice. So the instructions say slip 1, knit 2 RLI. So RLI you already know. Then knit 5, purl 2 together, purl 3, knit 2, and this is what I do. You see this stitch that is close to the thumb opening? I want to avoid these thumb openings, you know, like gaps. I just took the strand from the knit stitch in the row below, put it together, put it on the needle, on the left needle, and knit it together. So it makes kind of like, it reinforces the stitch, and pull it tight. Then I do the same thing with the next stitch, which is after thumb stitches. You see, let me repeat it one more time. This is the stitch we usually knit. This one is the one below. We're gonna twist it, put it back on the left needle to reinforce it, and knit it together like that. So it creates a tighter area here. And then it says knit 6, purl 1. And row 35 is the last row I'm gonna show you. Actually, one more stitch I want to show you after that. So there, row 35 says slip 1, purl 6. Then we're gonna exchange these 2 stitches, and this is how I do it without the cable needle. You see how I slipped it? Then I picked it up with the left needle, picked that stitch back, exchanged places, and purl and purl. Also creates a tighter area around the thumb stitches. Then it says purl 2, knit 2, knit 2 together, purl 9. You probably can hear 2 of my girls fighting on the background. I'm gonna go check that is with them. Oh, plane. Fighting a plane. Could be the same thing. Sounds the same to me. 3, row 36, slip 1, knit 7, knit 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, RLI. RLI is right here. Then knit 1, purl 2 together, purl 1, knit 10, purl 1. Row 37 is going to be the last row I'm going to show you just for this mitten, for these purposes. It says slip 1, purl 3. 1, 2, 3, and this is the not the tricky one, but I just wanted to make sure that you know how to do this. It says RLI purl. We're gonna make an increase that is moving to the right, but using this stitch, put it back on the needle, we're gonna purl it, so it creates a purl increase, and purl the next one. That's it. Purl till purl 7, then knit 2 together, then purl to the end. And this is how your mitts gonna come out like this. This is already seamed. I don't know if you can see the seam here. It's a little, you can see it a little bit. I purposely designed it so you can see it. It's actually on this side of the hand. This is how it looks when it's unseamed and unblocked and unwashed. So I do recommend to block it, pin it to the towel so it keeps the shape before you seam in all the parts. The first part you want to seam is the thumb part using this strand of yarn. I will not show it to you on this part, but I will show it to you on this part only because it's easier to see it on the camera. But if you do have any questions about how to seam the thumb part, please do let me know. It's a little tricky, but it's only a couple stitches. It's really not too bad. And I'm gonna see you in a couple of minutes when we're going to be doing the mattress seam. Thank you. It's Myla's Knit Corner, Myla Vayner. Find me on Ravelry at @CCraftC, Instagram, Facebook. Thank you so much. Knit great, love knitting. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.